Okay, let's unpack this deep dive into Edenburg. We're heading to the Free State,
Right.
specifically to this small agricultural town established way back in 1862. It's about 80 kilometers south of Bloemfontein.
And what's so fascinating is its paradox, right?
Exactly. You have the super busy N1 highway right there, but it's sort of bypasses the town.
It does. It leaves this quiet, almost timeless feel intact.
Yeah, a real undisturbed historical pocket.
And that's our mission here, to really get into how this town, with its 19th century roots and a very uncertain name, manages its identity right next to South Africa's main artery.
Well, let's start with that name, because we can't seem to pin it down.
Yeah.
We found three pretty compelling theories. First, is it named for the biblical Garden of Eden?
A classic choice for a new settlement.
Or second, is it a nod to Edinburgh, which was the birthplace of Reverend Andrew Murray?
A key figure in the region at the time, that makes sense.
Or the third one, maybe it was just named after a local ranch that was already called Edenburg.
And, the fact that there are three different, very plausible stories tells you so much.
I mean, which one is it?
Well, it's less about finding the one correct answer and more about seeing the mix of forces, You've got biblical faith, colonial ties, and local land all converging in one name.
That's a great way to put it. So following those forces, we land at the Dutch Reformed Church.
The very foundation of the town, erected in 1862.
And it's not just an old building. The grounds have historic Voortrekker graves.
Instantly tying it to that early settlement period. And there's more. You've also got the Berlin Mission Station.
Which is one of the oldest mission stations north of the Orange River.
One of the very oldest. So this place wasn't just a farm stop. It was a religious and logistical hub. You can even find traces of old 19th century postal coach tracks nearby.
Wow. The old infrastructure.
Literally. And then you have something more modern but still local, like the Fountain mineral water establishment. It's all layered.
And the character of the town itself feels just as layered. I read that only the main street is actually tarred.
That's right. The rest is gravel. It keeps things quiet.
Which I suppose is why it's become a location for film and TV shoots. It looks authentic, because it is authentic.
And that's where that paradox sharpens. The economy is all about prosperous sheep and cattle farming in this huge 2,000 square kilometer district.
So high-value ranching.
Exactly. It succeeds because of its quiet insulation, not despite it. Keeping the infrastructure minimal actually preserves the very character that brings in that other income from film crews.
Of course, that character's been tested over the years. This town was right in the path of so much history.
Oh, absolutely. The creation of the Orange Free State Republic in 1854, the Anglo-Boer Wars.
The concentration camp era, which was devastating for the whole region, and then, of course, the transition in 1994. It's always had to manage these huge external pressures.
And the N1 is just the latest and maybe the fastest version of that pressure.
How so?
Because its proximity changes the nature of local problems. The crime reports we saw aren't just about, petty theft.
Right.
The N1 facilitates large-scale cannabis trafficking. We're talking major busts. And constant copper cable theft, which is a crime tied directly to national infrastructure.
I also saw that report about the terrible assault on a 91-year-old resident. It just shows how that external flow can bring real danger into what's supposed to be a quiet place.
It does. But there's a crucial counterpoint in the sources.
Which is?
Despite these serious N1-linked crimes, the local SAPS operations seem to be quite effective. They report strong arrest and conviction rates.
So there's a functional response. They're managing to control what penetrates that bubble of isolation.
So when you put it all together, the history, the intentionally rural feel, and this constant fight against N1-driven crime, you see a community that's very aware.
Aware that its survival depends on controlling modernity, not just embracing all of it.
Exactly.
So Edenburg is really a perfect case study, a deep historical ranching town pushing back against the relentless flow of something like the N1.
Which leaves a pretty important question for you, the listener, to think about. If Edenburg's value as a film set, a peaceful stopover, a successful farming district, is all rooted in that timeless character.
Yeah.
How can these small, historic, rural places actually benefit from major infrastructure like the N1 without letting it completely destroy the very thing that makes them unique?